Past week, I've just been thinking about it and like, dude, taking it all in. You tend to take in a lot of things. Yeah, whenever you're sick, man. Pills, flipping insane amounts of water, like I'm dying in the Sahara, just flipping an alabaster or something, taking in all of this water, like I'm a thirsty man, like if I had to stare at Nami wallpapers for 3 hours straight, man, I'll be dehydrated, I'll be dead. So thing off that, you intake a lot of stuff and you think about stuff when you're sick because you're not able to do much. And I swear, man, in this past week, the amount of thoughts that I've had of Kingdom, the entire journey that I've had thus far, man, is absolutely awesome sauce, dude. And I still have about 150 chapters left, which really makes me happy. And it's like, yo, man, 150 flipping chapters left of that Kingdom awesome sauce before I catch up. It's kind of like I'm a half and half on it. It's like I don't want to catch up because then I'll have to wait every week for Kingdom. But at the same time, I want to be caught up so that I can have the weekly experience of experiencing Kingdom on a weekly basis. And man, I'll tell you what, man, Kingdom is something special. Kingdom is something special here, folks. Like there's certain series that I really like, and there's certain series that I just absolutely adore. Like in terms of that, I would love to just talk about it every single week. And those are the type of series that like usually have like a mainstay on the channel. Like, excuse me. Like when it comes to I think the last time I enjoyed a series this much that I wanted to talk about it every week was Gintama. For quite some time with the lineup on a weekly basis, excluding anime, strictly just weekly manga videos. The last, when I first started off the channel, it was just Bleach and One Piece. And then after that, I added Naruto. And after Naruto, I added Hunter. I think, yeah, like excluding anime, because then I would have to include Kill la Kill and Parasite and all that stuff. But I think after that came Hunter x Hunter, and then Toriko, because I know I read them back to back at the same time. So I think Toriko came first. Toriko might have come first. So Toriko came in, and that was my fourth that I was reading for that year until Naruto ended. Then it was because Hunter x Hunter was on break all the time. So it was basically those three. Bleach, One Piece, and Toriko for quite some time, and I was so used to that formula. I was so used to just being them. And then around early 2015, late 2014, I added Gintama, and then so I started doing those four, and then like already in my mind, I have sense, because the thing is with Bleach and Gintama in particular, I love them for a lot of the same reasons. And I correlate them with each other because I got into Gintama through Bleach, and they give me the same vibes when it comes to their anime and whatnot. So, like when it comes to Gintama, it was already set in my mind. I was like, when Bleach ends, this is gonna be the series that will take that spot where that Bleach has. And I never thought that I would ever find a series that would be able to take the spot. Never replace. You can never replace any of these series, especially in my heart. Nothing can ever replace Bleach and Toriko in terms of it being, of its place in my heart. But in terms of their channel, by God, guys, I think the closest, and sometimes in the videos, and in some of those reactions, I think to myself, I'm like, man, this reminds me so much. It gives me the vibes. So whenever I was doing Kingdom video, Toriko videos. Because I'll tell you what, man, Kingdom might just be my new Toriko, man. Like it truly might be, man. You guys have to understand how much I loved this series, bro. Like every week we were in there like swimwear, man. Talking about the hype and the awesome sauce and the greatness. And there's only one other series that on a consistent, on a week-to-week basis was living like straight up hype every week. And that's Kingdom. Like as far as what I've been reading from a consistent standpoint, Kingdom and Toriko have so many things in common in terms of what they deliver in a chapter and how they make me feel emotionally when I finish reading those chapters. Like, yo, like the amount of insane hype. But the thing is with Kingdom that it has a little bit different from Toriko is that Toriko didn't really have those emotional moments until their very end and a little bit in the beginning. I read Toriko for the adventure aspect, and I read Toriko for a lot of the characters, and I read Toriko for a lot of the insane battles and the hype and that kind of stuff. But like Toriko, when I first got into it, I really loved it for its adventure. When it comes to Kingdom, right off the bat, I noticed that my favorite thing about the story was the characters. Like a lot of these characters are really, really good, and the way they continue to get fleshed out as the story progresses, it's really good. And the way that you can immediately tell them apart, even if it's from the little quirks or their personalities or whatever the case may be, their characters, you can always tell all the characters apart. There's like no character that's similar to the other, and I really, really like that when it comes to a long-running series like that. So Kingdom has very, very strong characters, but as I progressed through Kingdom, I started noticing that Kingdom and Toriko have very similar hype, like excitement to it, that whenever you finish reading a chapter, like, holy flagnards, like, I kid you not, man. So, and some of those, one in particular, but without spoilers, I'm just gonna say MVK. That particular portion right there gave me immediate flashbacks to how I felt when I read Toriko versus Starjin, and how insanely hyped, and even Toriko versus Tommy Rod, or Sunny versus Tommy Rod, like the amount of hype, the amount of it's going down, like, and you're going absolutely crazy and insane. So I don't know, man. It's been an insane adventure when it comes to Kingdom, and I don't want to spoil too much in this video because it's kind of like a promotion video. Like, I really want people to read flippin' Kingdom, man. I want more people to get on the awesome sauce of Kingdom. I cannot stress this enough, guys. If you are not reading Kingdom, as I used to say about Toriko, if you're not reading Kingdom, you might not be living, man. This series really, it gets your heart pumping, man. It gets your heart flowing. It's really good, man. It's really good, and the crazy thing about it is that I just finished one of the greatest arcs I've ever read, you know, without a doubt, top 5. And immediately after that, I read a short 1-volume long arc that made one character my favorite character, just like that. I mean, she was already in contention for a long time, but after that particular arc, she might have made it into my top 10, maybe top 5 favorite characters in all of anime and manga. I freaking love Kyokai, man. Kyokai is awesome sauce. But that's the thing. Even after that arc, even after the arc of awesome sauce, you still had more greatness immediately following it. And it's like the only other series that I'd ever seen like do something like that consistently is One Piece. And then like I came back to it, I'm like, yo, Toriko used to give me some of that too. Because after the 4-Beast arc, you came right in, you got Cooking Festival, you're like, whoa! And then in the time skip, non-stop stuff back to back. Like for example, in the air arc, man, I was like, holy flagnards. And then immediately after, we get the betrayal. We get Neo over there. Then we get Bambino. And you're like, yo, this is too much. This is too much. That's what I feel like when I read Kingdom. When I read Kingdom, it feels like it just continues to one-up itself as something progresses. And you're like, oh, how? And of course, not to the extent of Toriko, because Toriko used to do just... The narrator, man. The narrator for Toriko used to sell those scenes, bro. I can't stress enough. When I got back from my first hiatus back at the end of 2014, and I read chapters 300 to 303, when he threw them... When he showed up, when Bambina showed up behind him, and then when he threw the mountain, you're like... What is going on out here, man? This and 0.1 seconds. But so that's how I feel, honestly. Like that's how I feel when I read Kingdom. Like it's just insanely awesome stuff. And sometimes I've even gone on record to state that Kingdom is more hype than Toriko. Like, it's just the way that it does it, man. But it's something special about Kingdom, too, because it's not just about those hype moments, because, you know, it has those hype moments, and it happens, like, very regularly. But a lot of stuff leading up to those hype moments, you know, the drama, how your heart is pumping, you're like, what's gonna happen next? You know, turn the page. It's really, really awesome sauce, man. And one of my favorite things, like I said before, about Kingdom is the characters. And the smallest little comedy sequences are always the one that stick with me. Like, there was one in the last chapter of 364 that I just read. That particular scene is one of my favorite scenes in the whole series, and it was a very comedic scene about two certain characters I really love. But about exploding stuff in the mountains and creating babies. But regardless of that, uh, that scene, like stuff like that in Kingdom, is stuff that I really really love. I'm not a big fan of series that always take themselves too seriously, but Kingdom doesn't take itself too seriously at all. Like there's a lot of comedic moments, there's a lot of like over the top type of stuff, you know. And as a wrestling fan, I always appreciate that. I love over the top stuff. You know, it's gimmicks, man. It's entertainment. You know, it's that kind of stuff. And Kingdom does a lot of that really really well. And when it comes to its villains and to its characters, it's a strong point to me. You know, the battles and the strategies that they use within the battles and the wars and the history, like all that stuff is awesome as well. But to me, the strongest point of Kingdom has to be the characters. I mean, if you can put any character in any situation, and if I don't care about the characters, I'm not going to care about the situation. But because Kingdom does such a good job of making me care about these characters, I care about the situations that they go into, and that goes for even the minor characters as well. Like it's just does such a great job of doing that, and that's something that, you know, Kingdom is special in that aspect, man. Because you know, in order to make you really really care for characters, it has to do something right, and Kingdom is doing that right. And it's hard to say because there's so many strong points of the story thus far, not the series, but its characters to me are the strongest. Like whenever I think of Kingdom, there's a couple different characters that I can fight for number one easily. You know, and it's good, and it's good, and it gives me a lot of Toriko-esque vibes of like, yo man, this I know when I'm about to read a Toriko chapter, I'm gonna come out with like my blood pumping and ready to jump out a window. That's how I feel when I read Kingdom. After I finish reading a Kingdom arc, I'm ready to jump out of a window, fly, you know, flipping, do a haiku, man, fly, yeah, you know, start spiking volleyballs out here and everything. But that's how I feel. Like it just gives you that excitement factor. It makes you hype. It makes you want to get out of bed. It makes you want to run around. It makes you just want to yell and yell Kingdom. And I can't really do it because I'm sick. But that's what it makes me want to do. That's what it really, really makes me want to do, man. So to anybody out there who is thinking about reading Kingdom, who has not done it thus far, and has been considering, and you're a fan of Toriko, and you knew of the Toriko awesome sauce, listen, man, Kingdom is greatness, man. Kingdom might just be the series that I was looking for to take the spot that Toriko left behind on my channel, like that takes the hype, that takes the awesome sauce, you know, that Toriko used to take on a weekly basis. Because God, man, with the flipping 8 Kings, and with Don Slime, the King of the Ring, you know, that kind of stuff, man. Kingdom really provides, you know, that kind of hype factor, that kind of hype value to it, that you just get so excited to see a lot of these characters again. There's one particular character in Kingdom. It's just, I guess this could be a spoiler, but there's one particular character named Hoken in Kingdom. This guy, if I can compare him to any character in Toriko, it's Midora. And the reason why I say this is because when this character shows up, you just know you're about to see something insane. That's all I'm saying. That's all. They're not even the same, like, in terms of character-wise. But when Midora used to show up in Toriko, something was about. It was like, I got real. It was about to get extremely real. And that's how I feel with Hoken. Like when Hoken shows up, I can't even keep a shirt on. Like, in those Kingdom reactions, like, 70% of the time, I don't have a shirt on because I'm sweating. I'm sweating like a pig out here, man. Kingdom makes you sweat. It makes you feel like you're in the middle of a basketball game in the fourth quarter, flipping, 4 minutes left, you're down 20 to freaking 102 to 80, and you're trying to get back into the game, man. You're drawing up a game plan, like, how am I going to get out of this? That's how I feel when I read Kingdom, man. Like, how am I going to survive? How am I going to survive? If I finish reading the chapter, I might die, man. I'm sweating out here. My pants, I'm thinking about taking off my underwear and just flying around. One time I almost did. For MBK, which is one of the greatest. I mean, if I could have like a Meltzer score, I would give that a 5-star rating. That was one of the greatest bouts I've ever seen in my entire life. In terms of a hype standpoint, and I'm a hype master, man. I love things that get you excited. No, my number one thing in anime and manga is, feeling the emotional connection between the characters and being emotionally invested in the characters and the story. But hype, man, hype is awesome sauce, man. I love feeling hype. I love the excitement that you get whenever you read stuff like this. So, yeah, if you can get anything out of this video, if you have not read Kingdom, go read the awesome sauce. And without a doubt, I think it's safe to say that Kingdom might just be my new Toriko, man. Because Toriko, I'm telling you, I would leave those chapters like processing life for hours. Like, did I really just read what I just read? and just the amount of thoughts and like what is gonna happen when this happens, what's gonna happen when this happens, and what all this stuff going down. That's how I feel like with Kingdom, man. And I truly, it's giving me the same vibes. And when you give me the same vibes that Toriko gave me, Toriko was a special series, man. As I wish it was still around because I had so much more left to offer. That final chapter is still one of my favorite final chapters in all of manga, because it was literally like the end of the beginning and the beginning of the end. It ended the series, but yet a whole new journey could have started. I wanted to write it myself. That's how much, like, I really wanted to write the finale of Toriko myself. But it is what it is, guys. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching. Read Kingdom. Read flippin' Kingdom.